It is a great pleasure to be here today. April 23rd, 2024 will be a memorable date for us in our history. Thank you for the warm welcome. Thank you for your humanism. Thank you for your citizenship. Thank you for your patriotism. The Cascades region is an area that has been affected by terrorism for several years. Many localities were under terrorist control. But thanks to your dedication, the support of the various defense and security forces, the commitment of the docile, and the involvement of the youth as VDP, volunteers for the defense of the fatherland. Today we can say that this is one of the regions where we have more or less defeated the terrorists. Congratulations to you and thank you. But I urge you to continue to stand together with the different FDS, defense and security forces. Continue to fight because some of these enemies have not been neutralized. They have retreated across the border and may be preparing to return. If they do return, we must give them the reception they deserve in whatever form they come in. I have asked the governor and all the administrative district chiefs here present. I have given them missions that will involve organizing you to prepare the ground and face any type of threat. I count on you. I count on the traditional authorities, the religious authorities whom I met this morning to pass the same message to every corner of the Cascades region. We must remain vigilant. We must stay upright and firm. Only by doing so can we talk about development and change in Burkina Faso. Last year, it was planned that we would come here for the National Farmers' Day. But after reflection, we asked ourselves, what would we come to tell you? Since this is the city of the black farmer Banfora, every year should we come to discuss agriculture and not be able to provide solutions? I don't think that was ideal. We had to think about what the problem with our agriculture is. You have been taught that our soils are poor. We cultivate just to survive and the rest we import despite our riches here. Is that really the case? I don't think so. It is a colonial mindset that has put us in this situation. But it is time for us to decolonize ourselves. And it starts with our mentality. I count on each of you, each authority, to decolonize mentalities. You must have confidence in yourselves, confidence in the nation. Our ancestors fought to secure what we now call Burkina Faso. There is no reason we cannot fight to leave a better Burkina for our children. We have been made to believe that we are poor. We have nothing. But you realize that this is false. That is colonization. We must decolonize our mentalities, have a different discourse, and awaken our consciousness. We are here for that too. It is not just about fighting a war and remaining in the same mindset, because you will still be colonized if we remain in this state. We must decolonize ourselves. That is the war we are fighting. If you follow the news closely, you will easily understand why. Terrorism will be defeated. When the mentors realize that they are losing and will be defeated, they are organizing to come and fight here themselves. Well, we are preparing. We are ready. We will defend our lands to the last sacrifice. When we talk about independence, it includes this war we are fighting, but independence also comes through what we consume. One of our battles is food self-sufficiency. That is why, last year, we did not want to just come and give speeches. We wanted to understand the deep problem of Burkinabe agriculture and what solutions to provide. Can we be self-sufficient in food? These are some of the questions we asked ourselves. We got all the answers we needed because we experimented with many things during 2023. We launched the Presidential Initiative for Agriculture and Food Self-Sufficiency with the Minister of Agriculture. At the end of the year, we launched the Agricultural Offensive. We understood our potential and our difficulties. We have therefore outlined a number of steps that we must take gradually to achieve food self-sufficiency as quickly as possible. The Cascades region is a model region. I think you know well that this is the granary that can feed all of Burkina with all kinds of crops. But what must be done? What must be done first is what you are already doing. You have become aware of your situation. You have become aware of your realities. You have become aware of your wealth. We must get to work so that our dream becomes a reality. What Thomas Sankara said, "When the people stand up, imperialism trembles," makes perfect sense today. In the face of insecurity, the people have risen up. In the face of food insecurity, you have risen up. And in the face of this mentality of slavery and imperialism, you are more than ever standing up. So, the end of the tunnel is not far. We know very well that we will succeed. We wish that all the young people mobilize because in 2 weeks, God willing, we will launch a program to support our farmers to the maximum, to help them produce. You will see, and it will be concrete. We have done our best to gather a number of things. I will not announce it here, but when we launch it, you will see what I am talking about and understand that we are committed to not extending our hand anymore. It is not in Burkina Faso that we will come to give scraps to the hungry. Burkina Faso will no longer be seen as beggars. We are the ones who should give to others what we have not finished consuming. We are the ones who must make. That is why I say I invite people to change their mentality. Believe in yourselves. It is possible. There are many challenges. There are many challenges. There are many things to achieve right now. I just spoke with the traditional and religious authorities about, for example, the issue of water retention in the Cascades region. There is only one dam. The same dam was built in 1962. You need many dams here because the region is rich. Along the entire border area, whether in the Cascades region or the Southwest region, it rains abundantly, and there are many watercourses. We just left Po not long ago, and we know it is the same type of climate, but how many water retention structures are there? There are none. We have become aware of this situation, and that is why I have instructed the minister to first equip SONAT, National Water Company, to become operational and have its own equipment to develop the land itself. We are also in the process of reviving what we call LB because today we realize that we have an absolute necessity to revive this structure. This is the structure that built most of the dams during the revolution, and today everywhere you go in Burkina, most of the dams you see were built during the revolution or before. Certainly, some dams have been built after the revolution, but I think that every locality where we can make a small water retention structure so that people can produce continuously, we must be able to do it. As for crops, you will agree with me that the idea we were given before that certain crops do not grow in Burkina Faso is completely wrong. It is false. Everything grows in Burkina. Everything works in Burkina. You must commit yourselves from now on. As we enter May, clear your land and prepare your fields. We will support you as much as we can. This year, we must produce to the maximum, and we are counting on you. You who have fought, you who have done everything to liberate this area from terrorist control, we must produce to the maximum. Do everything you can. The district chiefs have been instructed to consolidate and ensure that everything goes well. So, this is to tell you that agriculture is a priority for us, and so is the issue of transformation. When we start producing, we must immediately think about transforming. On the way here, I saw our mothers selling mangoes. Many of them, maybe in a few days, if they haven't sold the mangoes, they will rot, and they will have to throw them away. I am sure it has been like this since independence. When the mango season arrives, that's what happens. When they can sell, they sell. If they can't, they rot, and they throw them away. Why not set up a structure that can transform these mangoes so we don't lose them? This is to say that when we travel through our different cities, we see the realities of the populations, and it must lead us to change our mentality. I was just telling your MPs from the area who are in the ALT, Transitional Legislative Assembly, when we travel through the countryside, we must look at the lives of our citizens, and it must mark us. It must make us think. When we think we can make an effort to change their lives, everything must be oriented towards that. And it is possible. We will do everything to develop these industries. You mentioned the Minofa. There is already a project to expand Minofa with our wheat production. We have understood that it is possible. We don't need to import flour into Burkina because we can produce wheat and we can transform it. We have understood that. Many other crops, we have understood. Sugar, many fields were there unexploited. We definitely need a new factory because the one that is there is aging. We are also working on this structure to create a new factory with a large capacity because the current one cannot cover Burkina Faso's needs. In short, there are many projects underway after a good analysis of the situation in our country. All the members of the government present here spend their time talking about this. We must always make sacrifices so that the deepest villages can live happily.
Lorsque nous pensons que nous pouvons faire un effort pour changer leur vie, tout doit être orienté vers ça. Et c'est possible. Et nous ferons tout pour que nous puissions développer ces industries-là. Tout de suite, vous parlez de la Minofa. Il y a déjà un projet de faire agrandir la Minofa. Avec notre production de blé, nous avons compris que c'est possible. Nous n'avons pas besoin d'importer de la farine au Burkina. Parce que nous pouvons produire le blé, nous pouvons le transformer. Donc, on a compris ça. Beaucoup d'autres spéculations, nous avons compris. Le sucre, beaucoup de champs étaient là, non exploités. Il faut